model with a law degree, popularly known as Scherezade Shroff. She's changing the blogging world with her quirky style. That translates into easygoing and relatable videos, just perfect for the girl next door.
Hi guys!
What's up? We are back and we're going to Goa!
Married to actor Vaibhav Talwar, the two of them together are giving major couple goals.
Well, welcome to the show, Scherezade. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Of course, it's an Independence Day special, so I have to ask you, what does independence mean to you?
Independent means living my life on my own terms, to do as I please when it comes to anything, my personal life, my work, just being free and doing as I please.
Well, okay. So, Scherezade, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that you have a degree in law. You're also a former model, but now you are a social media star. So I have to ask you, what has having a social media following allowed you to do as a woman?
I think it's given me the freedom to empower a lot of other women, which I never thought I could do. When I share videos and we discuss things, I built this whole community with a lot of women, which I feel is really powerful, because when we discuss something, you discuss it with so many women and everyone shares the similar opinion or a different opinion sometimes. But it's really amazing how I can connect with women across the world.
Absolutely.
And we can discuss things which probably wouldn't have been possible like 10 years ago.
So you talk about connecting with women, but I also have to ask you, Scherezade, what according to you is the biggest challenge facing the Indian woman today?
I feel the lack of freedom. I feel a lot of women don't have the freedom to do as they please, whether it comes to their jobs, their careers, their life partners, and I feel like that needs to change. Like, we need to take control of our lives and we need to be able to do whatever we want in our lives. So women need to change that, women and men need to both change their thinking, and we need to make more decisions, and we need to be more independent.
Okay, so we have to then also recognize, Scherezade, that there aren't too many women in politics or positions of power. And when you talk about, having the independence or making decisions yourself, do you think then we need to bring women in positions of power to balance it out, to find a solution towards this?
Definitely, there should be more women everywhere.
I do. I agree with you on that. Absolutely. There should be, more women everywhere. But again, now I have to ask you, while pursuing modeling, you also studied law. What made you take that up?
So law was something I always thought I would do. As a kid, I just thought that my parents used to say I'm great at arguing, so I should become a lawyer.
Okay.
And I always knew that modeling was not something I would do long term, that at some point I would stop that. And there was no YouTube there, no blogging, and this was not a career option at that point. So I thought I would study law as, after I finished modeling, to gradually move into law. But I became a YouTuber and things changed. But I'm still a lawyer. I've studied law, yeah.
Right. So, Scherezade, you have a long career. You've had a long career. I have to ask you, what's the one thing that fame's taught you?
It's taught me to be more responsible. I feel like when you're in a position to share your opinions, you have to understand that people are going to, see this in a certain way, and you need to be more responsible with the kind of content you create. You need to send out the right message. You need to empower people and not pull people down. So yeah, that's what it's taught me.
Okay, so we've seen a lot of your videos with your husband. So you're a successful woman who also happens to be married. But of course, for a lot of women out there, they want to know, what's the mantra behind your perfect balance? How do you balance it out?
I don't think anyone has a perfect balance. I think we are all just trying to, do 10 things at one time. But I think women are amazing at multitasking, and we can do about 20 things at one time. Even though we struggle, we try to do everything. And I think that's the best thing about being a woman, that you can be a mom, a sister, a wife, a career woman, a student, all in one, and you can still be good at all of them.
Okay, so before I let you go, Scherezade, I have to ask you, you've had and you continue to have a very successful career, but it couldn't have been easy. What's the one challenge that you faced and how did you deal with it? This is for all the girls out there, you know, who are trying to just make it.
I think the biggest challenge has been to try and change people's mindsets about a lot of things online, digitally, and to do things that weren't done in our country when we started out with YouTube and things like that. And I feel like we've really like gone leaps and bounds. When we started, there were all of like maybe 5 or 6 YouTubers in the country,
Right.
and now the numbers are in hundreds. So I feel it's amazing that we've got a strong community, we're getting the word out, everybody's having discussions about important things and conversations about important things. So I feel like that was a struggle
Okay.
initially, but now I feel like that's something we've achieved.